gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Sean Bell Wilbur.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Bury the Bookin' Podcast, Wrestling Podcast. My name is Dell, that is Devin. We are back in the saddle again, and we are back on our classic day. We are back recording on a Sunday. How are we doing?
Excellent. Can't complain about nothing. Well, I can, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, we definitely have gripes and things that we could bring up, to complain about other than wrestling, but it's not what anybody's here for. They don't care about our problems. You don't care about our issues and shortcomings and and things that force us into solitude and have us stare at the wall for hours on end. You don't care. You don't care what really bothers us. No, I'm sorry.
Oh man. Yeah, that eye look bad.
Yeah. Devin's dealing with some eye issues, but he's persevering. We successfully made it through the Level Down podcast, and we are going to
A full show,
and antics afterwards. We're sandwiched in between, so we're going to make sure that he successfully gets through this podcast here, and me as well, because I had a very long weekend, and I feel me speeding very, very fast towards a brick wall. So I got eyewear. Get that?
Yeah, it didn't. It's not really. It don't really help.
No difference. Okay. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit on this one. We got all the fallout from WrestleMania this week from Raw, SmackDown, and we also have some things we're going to talk about. We're actually going to talk a little bit about some of the releases, not all of them, but we're going to talk about some of the releases later on, and we're going to get into the return of the greatest professional wrestling podcast segment in the history of professional wrestling podcasts. AEW in a nutshell is coming to you in just a little bit, but I want to start by talking about how we began our week. This was Monday Night Raw. This was the night after WrestleMania. This was the first show after WrestleMania. The Raw after WrestleMania is still, they still treat it like it's like this big giant thing where it's, expect the unexpected, anything can happen. And this year was a little better than previous years, but it still doesn't capture the magic of what I believe they think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it didn't. None of it really hit like it should have.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like there's some things that happened on Raw and SmackDown for that matter after WrestleMania, but it's so Monday Night Raw as a whole, like I said, it didn't really give us that magic Raw after WrestleMania feeling. But, a couple things did happen. So I want to talk about a few of them and see where you are. Any standouts from you though on Raw here?
No, not really. Nothing. Like there was some good spots and stuff like this. Some interesting things that were down, but nothing that was like to the point where I'm like, oh, let me add this to my list of things that I want to discuss about Raw.
Yeah.
It was basically an episode of Raw.
It was an episode,
and
of
it
Raw.
wasn't nothing that I would like if this happened. Like if this Raw was after, like a regular Raw, not like after Mania, it'd have been a decent show.
Okay, I can see that. I see that.
It would have been a decent show.
I see that. Yes.
I'm liking what they're doing with Oba.
Yes. Yes. So Oba opened the show. Didn't really need to say much. If you watched WrestleMania, you seen what happened. If you didn't watch WrestleMania, you seen what happened because it was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, they made a point to show you and tell you beforehand about his victory over Brock Lesnar, and that it's Oba Femi's time now. Essentially, it was short and sweet.
What I would have liked more about that Oba, opening segment, if he didn't say anything. Like, he literally walked out in the ring, didn't take a mic, do his pose, and then walk out.
Yeah, I think it definitely would have had the same effect, because
I think it would have had more effect, because it would have been like, yo, I don't need to acknowledge the fact that I beat Brock Lesnar.
come out, soak
I
it up,
did it.
soak it up. Everybody
Yep.
sees you. They know who you are. They know what you're here for. Nothing
That's
needs to be said.
Because the mic drop is corny.
Yeah.
Mic drop's corny. We don't need that. We don't need it from you, Oba. You better than that.
Yeah, you're better than that, and hopefully we continue to see that he's better than that. You have a really, really big opportunity here if you're WWE to just not mess this up.
No, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you how big Oba is right now. There's fat white babies online doing the Oba walk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I see that all on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Chubby white babies doing the Oba strut. And I'm like, come on. You've crossed borders right now.
Yeah,
You are it.
Yeah,
This is you.
You have a star.
Yes.
You have a star. You have a star that could be touted as the next big thing, like Brock Lesnar once was.
Yeah.
So, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Anything's possible. There's
correct.
There could be some fumbling ahead, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. So I want to talk a bit while we're talking about segments. This was the show of segments, essentially. I want to talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes and CM Punk here. So Cody, Sportnet face.
Yeah.
So
that eye looked kind of fake.
It might be played up.
Yeah, it looks like they dialed that up a lot for this. Why I say that, because he was avoiding. He kept the head down most of the time. And I'm like, I've seen you get busted in the head, and your head is, you showing that thing off. So, but here's the thing. I knew this was going to happen. I thought that this was going to happen.
From CM Punk's defeat to Cody Rhodes's,
Because first off, you want Roman had a belt. They got that thing going on.
And we got to move. We got to move away from Punk and Roman, because you don't want to keep that. You don't want to beat that up.
That's old and done with.
Yeah.
Now you got him going after CM. You got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we definitely planted some seeds here.
Now, I don't want it to be. I need this to be a competition of who's better, not I hate you, you hate me type thing.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be, because the week right before WrestleMania, they had that segment where it's like, we're champions, we're going to come on the other side of this as champions. Very respectful. Like, this one also respectful, but of course CM Punk planted those seeds that championship that just might fall into your lap. You never know, stuff like that. So. But it wasn't any malice behind it. I feel like we're going to get to something when there's a miscommunication, and then there's going to be some tension that builds. But I don't think we need that for this.
No, this looks like I don't know. This isn't going to be a backlash.
Yeah. And I don't know when maybe something for SummerSlam.
Yeah, this would be great for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I can see that.
This will be seriously perfect for a SummerSlam show. Backlash is too soon.
Mm-hmm.
You can't build enough for Backlash.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks for Backlash, essentially.
And the thing is this. I don't think CM Punk should win.
think Cody should just take this ride this out for a little bit.
For a little bit longer. I don't think CM Punk should win this.
Cody and Roman are gonna ride these titles out past the release of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Just have both your world champions in a movie.
Because you want that's good. Both world champions in a movie, and you want Roman and Cody at Crown Jewel.
Hmm?
Yeah, because I think the Saudis like Cody Rhodes more than they like CM Punk.
I would say that's fair.
So those are gonna be two big ticket items right there at Crown Jewel. Because now you got who you got now. You got Rhea and what's the little girl's name with the busted face? Liv Morgan. You got them two right now.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna touch bases with each other at Crown Jewel. You know that's gonna happen. Because you ain't got nobody else to go to Crown Jewel.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
So that's where you really need to start. You got to start putting your money aside to see who's gonna get to that level.
Right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, while we're talking about Liv Morgan, we might as well talk about Liv Morgan. She defeated Stephanie Valkyria at WrestleMania to become the WWE Women's World Champion. Depending on no matter how we feel about that, Liv had her celebration, but and we'll talk about this now. We might as well. There was we sprinkled in Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. We sprinkled in some NXT call ups.
Mm-hmm.
There's some call ups, some fresh faces that we're making room for on Raw and SmackDown, and this kind of gave way to the, you can say, debut, even though they've done stuff on the main roster for Sol Ruka.
Yes.
So Sol Ruka, a part of the Monday Night Raw brand. It's good to see Sol on there. Was wrapping up NXT the next night, and we've seen what happened with that, unfortunately, with Zarya. But so Sol looks like she's going to be a part of Monday Night Raw. We also had, speaking of NXT call-ups, Ethan Page, a part of Monday Night Raw. With
definitely didn't need him.
I feel like I give him some time. I feel like we let's give Ethan Page some time. I think the match was good. Him and Javon Evans, good match. Ethan Page is a good worker, and I do think, given him time, he will prove to definitely be entertaining. We also heard, and we'll see, we're gonna have the debut on Raw of Joe Hendry, who's going to be a fixture on Monday Night Raw as well. So, just a couple of things, couple people that they're adding to the mix here as they subtract it. And we'll talk about some releases, but they've added to the main roster. What are your thoughts on, you just said you didn't need Ethan Page. Sol Ruka, as we mentioned.
Yeah, I prefer Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka,
Yeah, she's got an incredible upside.
Yes.
We like Sol on the podcast. And interesting to get your take, because I know you like Joe Hendry. How Joe Hendry on Raw? Do you think Raw is going to be a good fit for Joe?
No.
He would have been better.
Joe Hendry need to be on SmackDown.
I kind of.
He's a SmackDown guy. Okay. He would fit right into SmackDown. Raw is it's a lot going on. Raw seems more like a more serious type show.
SmackDown, you got the extra hour, you got the more variety show, you got people like Kit Wilson, you got the Miz,
you got enough of that. You know, SmackDown doesn't have that type of, you know, you got your people on SmackDown, but I think Joe Hendry would fit very well on SmackDown. He could have made a really big name for, well, not a big, he could have made a bigger name for himself on SmackDown.
Yeah, and especially, you know, with the stuff he does, the backstage
Mhm.
segments and stuff like that. But I guess on the flip side, I'll say maybe that having Joe Hendry on SmackDown might have been too much. You know, we got Kit Wilson, we got that stuff like that, but as we've seen with the segments, how they played out with the Miz and Danhausen at
Mhm.
Miz's house and stuff like that, I feel like I don't know if Joe Hendry was on SmackDown, if it would have just been way too much of that type of stuff. Maybe
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
maybe putting it on Raw kind of mixes up Raw a little bit, gives it a little bit
Because
of
Danhauser's a lot,
Danhausen is a lot.
you know.
Danhausen is a lot. We had the segment with him and Miz at his house. You know, even though that stuff is, you know, it can be entertaining in a sense, but it is what it is. You know,
Yeah, it should be sprinkled in throughout the show.
Yeah, like comedy
Weeks.
segments. Yeah,
You know, not an everyday thing.
not an everyday thing. Yeah, and I feel like you know what you're getting with Joe Hendry. Because he's so good at it. He is good at all of that, and you know you got the segments that you're gonna inevitably have with, you know, being backstage and somebody saying his name. He just like comes popping out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and stuff. It's gonna happen because it's Joe Hendry. It needs to happen.
And yeah, that you can't kind of have both. You can't have Danhauser and Joe Hendry because that's, you know, Danhauser's disappearing BS,
Mm-hmm.
and then Joe Hendry just popping up. It's kind of
Yeah. So I feel like, you know, that maybe it's their way of balancing it a little bit by keeping, you know, putting Joe Hendry on the main roster, but putting that type of stuff on Raw, and you can kind of see where he plays off of people that way.
And Joe Henry's better than Danhausen. So
this is true. This is true as well. So yeah, so we'll see. I think he has a concert on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. Joe Hendry, you know what you're gonna get. This will be the big Raw introduction of Joe Hendry to everybody else at large. But so another thing I wanted to talk about before we talk about the big thing on Raw. Let's talk about the Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins now has his clear cut adversary in the division that should have been due to injuries. But how we feeling about us taking the next step in the rivalry between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, and Seth popping him a good one.
Here's the thing. I know they want Braun Breaker to be this powerhouse of a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But Seth Rollins is such a bigger star.
Yes.
There should be no reason Braun Breaker should be getting upper hand on Seth Rollins.
I mean,
no reason, though. This should be an easy W for Seth.
It ain't gonna be.
And
they might even give it to Braun.
Huh?
They might even give it to Braun Breaker.
They might. And then the show sucks.
Because, I mean, you know, I feel like he's going to need that win.
He's going to, but who is out there backing Braun Breaker? Who is doing this? I don't know of anybody who's a Braun Breaker fan. I haven't heard anybody say, oh, did you see that Braun Breaker match? No.
True.
You need the announcers to hype up your spears because they weak and pathetic. They look good on film, but at the end of the day, that's all you got. If you didn't have the announce people hyping up your moves, you trash. Because you can run a little bit fast and jump, good for you. You're not that good of a person. And like I said, he looks like Shane from The Walking Dead.
Don't disrespect John Bernthal like that.
That's what I mean. Like he looked like a bloated Shane. Like he looks all fat in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of Braun Breaker. I've seen the guy, the mold of Braun Breaker before. He, but it's they got
He's
a lot.
boring.
They got. I know. He is. I still, and I think I said this a long time ago when they were really, pushing for Braun Breaker when he made the jump first from NXT to the main roster. I was just like, I don't feel anything. Like I don't, and I still don't. I just don't know. There's a disconnect here for me with Braun Breaker. But I mean, I get it. They're going to, like I said, if in the grand scheme of things, I feel like Braun Breaker needs to win out this rivalry with Seth, or else whatever they're doing with him or for him ain't gonna mean nothing. Like, because Seth ain't gonna really need this win. Braun's gonna need this win if they wanna propel him, catapult him. You gotta give him this win over Seth at some
I
point.
don't know. Braun Breaker's like the worst version of Wardlow. Like, I don't get it. And I like the powerhouse guys.
You do.
In this one, he just don't do it. Like, there's nothing about him that's appealing at all. At all. You got bad intro music. I get it. You want to bark. Cool. Everybody want to bark.
Yeah, it's
But
everybody
other
likes
than that,
barking.
garbage.
Yeah, I mean, so what everybody is talking about now for Monday Night Raw, at least this is the thing: the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, the new World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, essentially and all effectively has rekindled some form of the bloodline with the Usos.
So they weren't doing nothing.
Yeah, they ever since losing the tag titles to Division, you knew where this was going. Especially when the Usos were seeking the apology from CM Punk and this and that. I think it was inevitable we get here. I'm glad we didn't get it at WrestleMania and we got a clean win from Roman, so that helped. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Roman says trying to say he just needs them by his side. He doesn't need to. He's not going to be the controlling, whatever. He just needs his family with him. I feel like that's going to take a turn at some point, and it already kind of has, because people love Roman, OTC, all this and that, and everybody's on board. They kind of like the direction they're going with this. Also, on both sides of it, we enter in Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And people listen, Jacob Fatu is one of those guys. The people gravitate to him. He is a guy that, and rightfully so. Like he's got the thing that gets the crowd behind him, which is great. And you kind of got Jacob opposing Roman, saying he doesn't want to be the tribal chief, but he wants everything he has. You got Roman dangling the carrot, like, hey, all this could be yours, just kind of sort of conform, literally contradicting what he just said to the Usos about. But of course we're going to get this match at Backlash. But thoughts about the direction they're going with Jacob against the bloodline, pretty much.
I'm cool with this. I like the fact that there is a Jacob Fatu where he's not, and he's doing his own thing. He's his own champion. He needs to be on his own doing his thing. And I think regardless he wins or loses the match against Roman, it's going to, make his career that much better, solidifying the fact that he is his own man. He don't need the bloodline. He's not trying to be a part of the bloodline. He's just doing what he needs to do to further himself. And I think this is going to be great for him.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely going a long way to draw a line in the sand between what direction we're going to start taking Roman and the Usos as opposed to Jacob, because as you've seen, flipping it on to SmackDown, the Usos was just like straight up a-holes.
Yeah.
Like just like that. It was like there wasn't a gray area. There wasn't like, oh, the crowd is kind of sort of on board with this and that. Like, Jimmy straight out there saying, don't listen to these fools. Like just straight up assaulting the crowd, just like right off the bat. It wasn't like, I was like, damn, like y'all just leaned straight into the heel, don't oppose Roman, this, it is what it is situation. Of course, you got Jay saying, you gotta do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, it's like they already chose their sides and they're pretty much portrayed as heels already. Like there was no lead up. It was just
transition, no build up to it. It was just them doing,
right back to
going out there just doing it. And I guess that's okay because you're just moving them along, because we don't really need, I don't feel as though I need a transition between them being heels or baby faces and stuff like that. I think they can flip every week and nobody's really going to care.
True. Yeah, that's true. Because, I mean, they booed when they got called fools, but at the end of the day, I feel like, against the MFTs in the main event, when they came out to stand around.
Yeah.
You're going to boo Solo and the NFTs before you boo the Usos still.
Of course.
But
yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see just exactly where they go with it. Of course, there's always going to be eyes and everybody's going to be excited to see this because everyone's so hung up and still hung up on it, rightfully so. The Bloodline was the most long-term successful story WWE was telling for years. And people are interested to see what kind of makeup this is, if anything, what similarities could be, and what they do next.
Do we need the Bloodline back?
We do not need the Bloodline. I think people are, but the fact that we had the Bloodline is driving the investment and the intrigue to see what happens with the players that were in the Bloodline, to see what's going on. Now we got the core three back with, Roman and the Usos, but you have this person in Jacob, which I think all this will just help him a lot better because it gives Jacob this spotlight to oppose that.
And now does this kind of feel a little bit like Solo did? Is Jacob going to get a crew? Is he going to have a wolf pack?
Hopefully not, because Solo, nobody liked Solo from the beginning. Solo had no redeeming qualities at all, and he just leaned into it. And even when they gave Solo the Ulafala, and he was the tribal chief and doing all this stuff, nobody cared.
No,
he was just on TV every week as like the guy, and nobody gave a damn.
No.
But I feel like with Jacob, I think it works if he is his own man, if he is by himself, if he is that lone wolf, he's got to be the Samoan werewolf. He's got to be that guy that opposes them. And where we go from here, ultimately, maybe Jacob's the one, not now, but maybe Jacob's the one down the line that gets another crack at it and dethrones Roman. We don't know.
I wouldn't be upset about that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't going to happen right now. Absolutely not. We got a lot of real estate in Roman to go here. And I feel like, everybody was teasing after WrestleMania, teasing the Oba thing, but we don't need nothing going on between Oba and Roman right now. That's got to be
No.
stretched. We got to, I heard the fans. I get it. Everybody was excited because they just seen Oba destroy Brock Lesnar, and then you got Roman there, and everybody's just like, oh well, he is the hottest thing. And Roman's talking the stuff like, I'm back on top, this and that, and everybody is like, no, but we really want Oba right now. He is hot, but
You got to breathe.
that's got to breathe. I get everybody's excitement, but we can't do that right now. We shouldn't do that right now. That's got to be alone. And you can. Right now, where Oba is, you got all that time to build the legend.
Yeah,
up.
You do
of Oba Femi as well. So
now, Oba need to win the Rumble.
I feel like Oba might win the Rumble.
Oba need to win the Rumble,
as he should, I believe. Yeah, I think that should happen. I agree. Oba, because right now you look at it. And of course, I know we just passed WrestleMania, but looking at everything, who would be better? There's nobody coming up that would be better to win the Royal Rumble. Like we got
nobody. Yeah, you're right. Nobody.
Yeah, like
nobody.
We got plenty of time. We got months upon months upon months. I get it, but if we're looking at it right now, just have Oba win the Royal Rumble in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talk a little bit about SmackDown. So SmackDown, I want to jump back to a couple things that happened on SmackDown. Let's talk about your feelings with Danhausen in the segment. Danhausen was in a match. Wasn't much of a match. It was just some stuff that was happening inside the ring that they called the match.
I just don't understand this guy.
Once I seen the segment at Miz's house, and I know how you like the Miz. I know how entertaining the Miz is to you. And I was like, I wonder what his thoughts are going to be on this.
This isn't what I needed. This isn't what I want. I get that they're trying to have you give this guy this money. You want him on the show, but he's Danhausen's not right for this. He is not right for any of these shows. Raw, SmackDown,
nothing.
NXT.
He shouldn't even be here. That's what you're saying.
He shouldn't even be here.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion because I don't understand the appeal, the look, the comedy, the character. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, this isn't like if Danhausen was from the 90s, like 90s, early 2000s. I'm like, oh yeah, that's wrestling. But we not here yet. We passed that. We in a whole new era of wrestling.
We are.
I don't feel as though this gimmick he has works, but people love it.
They do.
They love it.
They do. It is working.
He's used to move storylines and change outcomes in matches. And in my opinion, that is a cheap, easy way of doing things. That's lazy writing.
It's fair.
Something doesn't go your way. Somebody gets injured or,
Danhausen.
Something doesn't respond the way it should. Let's introduce Danhausen into it so we put a curse on you. No.
just no.
Like that's my opinion. Like I know maybe down the line he might do something that's appealing or funny to me, but right now I can't. I don't want to hate on the guy,
right?
Because I don't know enough about him to hate on him. I just don't understand.
Just maybe again, like you said, maybe in time it'll it'll come around.
It might come around. There might be something about him that's like first, like I've even heard him do interviews,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I get it. I'm hearing him. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you show up on the show, I want to smack you in the mouth.
You just don't like that character. You just don't like
I just
Dan
don't
House.
like it.
Just don't like Dan House.
But he like I've heard him on a couple shows discussing, what he does and the character creation and the evolution of the Danhausen. And I'm like, all right, not horrible, but it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's room there.
There has to be something more than what they're giving me with this guy. And they haven't given it to me yet. And I think that's what it is. Maybe something will spark.
Yeah, maybe there will be something.
I don't know. And then you dealing with the Miz, like that doesn't make any sense either.
The Miz is the measuring stick. Miz is that guy that'll
He's making everybody shine.
You can throw the Miz into any situation. He'll make it something. That's what he does.
Yes.
That's what he does. Speaking of coming around, speaking of things that that needed time to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you your opinion now, as we've seen SmackDown and we know exactly what has gone on and what has transpired with this character. Is this what you wanted? Or is this the right direction? Is this a positive for you when we talk about what happened with Sami Zayn this week, with Trick Williams and
Yes,
little Yachty, who is now, as I seen on social media, and it does make sense, it's the WWE version of Swerve and Nana.
Mm-hmm.
which is like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, the whole gingerbread man thing.
Yeah,
Sami
it's the thumbnail.
Sami Zayn attacked Trick and his Nana Lil Yachty now.
Yes, it is.
So this
my thumbnail
was this
for this episode.
This is what you were waiting on for Sami Zayn.
I needed more of this. I need more of this. This is we get into the Sami Zayn that we all need.
Yes. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna enjoy it. You keep this up, Sammy, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, and
because watching this, like when it I'm like, something didn't feel right. Like, why is there a cookie, a gingerbread man?
Yeah, I was like,
but I let it.
Yeah,
I let it go.
I was like, Sami Zayn has to be the gingerbread man right now. Like, just see, like, I was like, he has to be.
There's something, because it was so weird.
Yeah,
and out of place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting there and I'm just watching. I'm like, something wild has to happen. Something wild has to happen. And I was so excited to see Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah, I was like, he has to be the gingerbread man. It's just, it just made sense. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Sami leaned all the way into this, which is what we needed. And I'm happy we finally got here. And I think we talked a bit about it before in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania. It's, everyone knew Trick Williams was winning the United States Championship. Sami Zayn was not walking away from WrestleMania without with the title, I should say. So it was all about what happens next for Sami Zayn. Like, how further does he slip into his, into his mind, into just leaning into the fact that people are completely okay with this Trick Williams situation now, and they're just leaving Sammy by the wayside. They're turning on Sammy, and Sammy's like, "Yo, I didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all just."
That's why they turned on you, Sammy, because you ain't do nothing. You ain't about nothing. You just getting to something.
But yeah, he's about to be about some things now. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes.
I am too. I want more of this.
Yeah, I like Trick Williams.
Yes.
Lil Yachty makes me like him a little less that he's around.
I ignore him.
But it's like, this is what we got. So, we're gonna roll with it. But again, I like where Sammy's going. I like Trick Williams. We can keep this up for a little bit. If this is the evolution and the complete turn into everything that we want Sami Zayn to be, let's keep this up.
Can we get more costumes out of Sami Zayn?
Hey.
Can we get more random costumes?
He's going to be the random costume guy.
And then just have him one day come out like Trick Williams.
With like a wig and the coat.
No, just the clothes. We don't want no cultural appropriation. Nothing. We don't want to go too far.
I mean, it's
just have him.
It's just a wig. We don't need him to paint nothing. But
yeah. Have him in a full Trick Williams outfit.
With the chain and
everything. He just come out.
White coat.
Talk all types of trash. They didn't got to wrestle. That would just be funny.
Yeah, him cut a promo. Be
Yeah.
like, yeah, is this what you like? Is this is the thing you guys like?
Get you who could he get we talked about that too. Like, who could we get replace Lil Yachty?
Yeah.
For
Sammy. Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on. Let's see. Let's get a white Christian rapper. Toby Mac. I guess Toby Mac is the only one that came out. Manifest, KJ52, John Rubin, singing about the Lord.
Okay.
Come out with Sami Zayn. Isn't he Muslim though?
Yeah, I was supposed to say, I have no idea who these other people are.
Neither do I. I had to Google them. That's what you do. You have him come out with a Christian rapper, a white Christian rapper. You can do something with the Trick Williams song.
You could.
Yo, no, wait.
Uh-oh.
I know who you can come out with. Let me get his name. Hold on. Hold on. DJ Qualls. The boy from Hustle and Flow. Yeah.
There is some synergy there.
What? Come on. He was in Road Trip, New Guy, The Chord, DJ Qualls.
Wow. I'm actually not upset at that. Because it does kind of make sense.
You telling me that wouldn't be amazing? Come on.
We could
WWE, holla at me.
We could bring it all the way around to whoop that trick.
Yes. Come on, WWE. Y'all know I be coming out with the best ideas. I make your show 1,000 times better.
And Sami Zayn can sell this, I got my own DJ.
Right?
I got my own DJ with me. Other big reveal. That would it's actually
they don't know how to write a show, yo.
It's actually not a terrible idea.
That's the problem. They don't know how to write a show.
So
I'm out here coming out with gold.
Right? Speaking of coming out with gold, I want to talk a little bit about some NXT call-ups. So, and they specifically targeted people with gold here on SmackDown. The ones that we actually did see was Fatal Influence coming up from NXT, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Laney Reed.
Yeah.
And they made the statement. This is how you kind of should do this. You've seen them multiple times during the night. They were involved in the women's tag team match, and they were involved a little later on with Rhea Ripley, with JC Jane and Rhea having that one-on-one match. I'm not mad at I'm not mad at the SmackDown debut of Fatal Influence. I think this was pretty well done. The crowd hates them, whether or not it's that, we really don't want this or not, but it's getting a reaction.
A good reaction.
Yes. It was
you want a reaction.
Fantastic. Exactly. That's
if they came out and did nothing
and nobody cared. It worked. It worked. And like I said, I'm excited to see what happens next for them. Yeah, that's how you do it. That was I think that was the best call up that we've seen so far. Speaking of SmackDown, we do have some more coming soons of NXT call ups. Blake Monroe from NXT and Ricky Saints.
Yeah, I'm not.
Thoughts on?
I wouldn't be following them on NXT, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with Ricky. I think Blake Monroe I think presentation wise, Blake Monroe is a good fit for SmackDown. Ricky, yeah, I can kind of see it. Him and Cody are boys, so it makes sense on SmackDown. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, hopefully Blake Monroe comes out and takes the United States Championship from Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Poor Julia.
She on the cutting block too, yo.
It ain't looking good. And if not, just leave, because they don't care.
Because here's the thing, such a fall for grace for Tiffany. Like, look, you downgrade. You're not even on up there with the big dogs anymore. They put you down there with oh, she's fired. She's fired. You down at the bottom with Chelsea Green and all them.
Yeah, and Chelsea shouldn't. And Chelsea is,
but Chelsea shouldn't be down there.
No.
But Chelsea know what she's doing. She there for a check. She said, as long as I'm on TV,
hey, listen,
I don't care.
it's all good. But
I get that, and I'm like, you know what? You're right.
I mean, as we've seen this week, unfortunately, you could be on TV literally a couple days ago and then not be. So
no, you can be on TV that night and get a phone call at 5:00.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, which is insanity. So without talking about the whole list, let's talk about some of the standouts for the WWE releases that took place earlier. It's never a good time. It always sucks. But it's inevitable, but it comes out of nowhere. You usually it's going to happen at some point, but it always happens at the most random times. You just going about your day, and then you something will pop off or something to ping on social media, or you'll just randomly be scrolling and you're like, wait, what just happened? And then
that's how it hit me.
And then it just spins and spirals out of control from there. Like I said, it sucks for everybody on the list, but the standouts, let's just talk a little bit about that, and maybe any light at the end of the tunnel for any of these. Let's talk quickly about the members of the White Six, because it was literally everybody, and they were just in a feud with the MFTs.
Yeah,
For the
they got
last
rid of
and
Uncle
everything.
Hal, Bo Dallas, Nikki
Mhm,
Cross,
mhm,
Dexter Loomis,
mhm.
and that's all I got. Who else is?
Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan.
Did they let go of Joe Gacy?
Mhm.
Joe Gacy. Oh, and there it is.
Yeah.
Dang,
The wide six. They
gone,
just all of them.
gone. Can they take that someplace else?
You could stay together and do something.
Yeah, but you can't use the Wyatt Six, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
uh, it's funny because once these things happen, you look at you look at all of the talent, and you can't help yourself but to try to fantasy book something to right the ship for them in some point at some form or fashion. You're like, oh well, they could do XYZ, and then eh,
See, the only
quickly.
person, the Wyatt Six thing is like the Uncle Howdy thing. No, that's got to go.
Mhm,
You got to put that to bed. If it's not on WWE, put it to bed.
mhm.
Um, Bo Dallas, great on AEW.
Mhm.
Nikki Cross, TNA.
Which,
I think she would fit great in TNA.
yeah,
Um, Gacy and Rowan, anywhere they land, they're gonna be good on.
yeah,
So there's like, I think no matter where they go, they're gonna shine, and hopefully reimagine a persona
hmm
that maybe we see them again down the line on the big screens.
yeah. I mean, at first when this initially happened, I was like, oh well, maybe they could, kind of try to reboot or reinvigorate or breathe life into, because it is a dead horse over there in AEW. I was like, maybe they could, try to pump some blood in a roundabout way back into like the Dark Order. You could just kind of move them, just
But
uh,
you can
some type of,
rebuild the Dark Order. You
yeah,
got
some
Aleister Black gone.
type of resurgence of the Dark Order. Because I mean, you know, uh, Brody Lee and Eric Rowan, they were tight anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And then,
just,
like I said, rebuild it.
yeah.
Take the dark people from. You could take your whole squad, your whole White Six,
hmm
to AEW and make the Dark Order. Just rebuild it.
Yeah. That's
Rebuild the whole thing,
yeah. You could.
and then nobody gonna bat an eye.
No, I think you could, but like I said, who knows what the landing spots for them will be. But yeah. Next up, let's talk about Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
She was mad on
Yeah,
social media.
it's pretty crazy.
She was feisty.
Yeah.
I wish they would have called. You couldn't call me. You whole lady, it's a job. See, that's the thing. Y'all think that y'all family, cause y'all spend all this time with them.
Mhm.
Y'all not. This is a job. You getting a paycheck. You there to do a job. If you not being able to do the job, like if she worked at a regular spot, they're not gonna tell her be nice. They're gonna fire you. That's what happened. You got fired.
Yeah.
You wasn't doing nothing. You ain't been doing nothing for a long time. Last time Zelina did something.
It could have been interesting. It could have been. Alistair and Zelina could have been interesting because you kind of just piece them into the role that you had Karrion Kross and Scarlett in. But
Once the Latin World Order was gone, I knew Zelina was on her way out.
I liked actually finally seeing her and Aleister Black on TV together. But again, it was just kind of we have Scarlett and Cross at home.
Yeah, if you're gonna get rid of Cross, you need to get rid of Alistair and his woman.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
They did.
maybe you can just do Alistair and Zelina versus or whatever he's gonna be known as, versus Killer Cross and Scarlett on the Indies now.
Could be they, Cross is like, I'm making so much coin out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a mixed tag thing. You can do a,
I'm talking trash about Zelina, but I've been trying to get on her show.
you could do anything with that, But
Yeah.
who knows? I've seen. I don't know how true any of those rumors are, but of course, everything is a thing. But I've seen a couple things on social media about Alistair / Malachi and potential return to AEW, and everybody's like, yeah, that's not likely. So
you gotta go where the check is, man. You gotta go where the paycheck is. You just gotta bite the bullet.
that well, it's, again, all the rumors, but it's like, yeah, they don't want him. They don't want him back over there. So, next up, again, damn it, again, Santos Escobar.
He can't keep a job. He can't. What he need to do, call Andrade up, become AEW Tag Team Champions.
I'm with it.
Simple as that.
I'm with it.
Simple as that.
I'm with it. I am.
So they tripping over there right now with the tag team with FTR and Christian Keys and all that other cool shit. We need.
Yeah, you can do Santos and Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
Something, anything. Something, anything. So a lot of this is going to be about the potential for AEW, because it's the natural thing to talk about when we talk about these things.
Yeah.
And I always thought they were out of place, but they did have their moment in the sun. They had their moment on the big time. They had the tag team championships and all. I'm talking about Motor City Machine Guns. I always felt like, as talented as they are, they did not fit the mold for WWE tag teams. In my opinion, from me, they were too good to be over there. Like, they're to be restricted by WWE's style and things like that. I felt like they could do so much more with so many other tag teams. You got Motor City Machine Guns, Young Bucks, Motor City Machine Guns, FTR, Motor City Machine Guns. You know what I mean? It's a lot that we could do. Hopefully, we can see some of that stuff.
But I agree with that. I just couldn't get past the name. Long ass name.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully, that's a landing spot for them. And Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, they're the type of people, they'll get work. It's just they're too good not to. It's the damn Motion Machine Guns. Zoe Stark.
She got fired while she's on her day off.
It's like, yeah, she could land anywhere.
She got injured. Like, she shouldn't even get fired from that, though. She should be.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Like, she injured. How you fire somebody because they injured?
Yeah, I mean, but she can and should land somewhere.
Yeah, you'll see her. She's gonna be like, what's her buddy that was with her all the time before she got injured? She was a tag team with her.
Oh, you talking about Shayna?
Shayna
Baszler? Yeah.
She gonna end up like her. Training, teaching, TV, still get a job. Like, she's not just gonna let that money go.
And then, last but not least, out of this list, I want to talk about Alba Fire, aka Kaylee Ray. I feel like she put her in AEW.
She should have been gone.
Put her in AEW. She can actually get rid of that. Alba Fire was trash. Alba Fire was absolutely garbage. Let's get her back to what she was and what I know from watching her matches in the past before she got this Alba Fire stain on her. I just somebody give her
a shot.
Yeah, somebody give her some actual ring time to have actual matches. I do believe she'd be.
She ain't the worst firing though.
No.
How you gonna let go of Kairi Sane?
Yes. Yeah. Last but not least, Kyrie Sane.
You know they already petitioned to get her back, right?
Yeah, I seen. But yeah, this was the one. This was the one everybody was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that ain't make
whoa,
no
whoa,
sense.
whoa, 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 what? This, like I said, not taking anything away from anybody else, but when you look at it and
I'm looking at it. I'm gonna take it away. You got people in there who can't wrestle, who suck, who are trash in the ring, and they still got jobs, but you fire Kyrie Sane? Ridiculous, stupid, dumb,
yes,
dumb.
yep.
I can name 5 people that should be gone now for her. Like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, this one, that was a tough one, man. That was and
Wow.
all over TV, all in storylines, all over everything. Like,
Everybody loved Kyrie Sane.
yeah.
Everybody.
And we months and 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 months, and there's gonna be no payoff for Asuka and Kyrie. Just nothing.
They dropped the ball on that one.
Cause it's like, you put Io and Asuka fighting now. What they really fighting over?
Nothing.
Cause it was about Kyrie. Like,
so stupid.
So what they gonna be fighting about now? Yeah, that was.
And now Rhea ain't in the mix. Rhea jumped ship.
Yeah, Rhea's on SmackDown now. Yeah. Again, not taking away from anybody that we did not mention, but we definitely wanted to talk and hit on those because they were the most pressing ones, the ones that stood out, the ones that we normally would see on a regular basis, and that yeah, it's TKO, man. TKO. But as we finish with that, we got one more piece of business to do, one more piece of business to take care of on this podcast. And that is to bring to you the return, because it took a week off, the return of the greatest professional wrestling podcast segment in the history of professional wrestling podcasts. It is the only champion that you need in your life. It is the life force. It is AEW in a nutshell.
All right, so like you said, we did take off last week. So one big announcement was that Darby Allin won the AEW World Championship against MJF. That leads us into Dynamite this week. The show starts off with MJF coming out saying that he wasn't ready after his little run-in with Kenny Omega at Dynasty. MJF claims that there was a fast count and his shoulders weren't even down, and he demanded Darby Allin come out and bring his title to him. Problem with that was Kevin Knight, of all people, comes strolling out, talking a bunch of trash, saying he would be Jet 2 belts, which is dumb.
That was dumb.
If things would have went his way. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of insults, a lot of threats. You thought they was about to get into it, but MJF decided he wanted to roll out the ring before the bell rung because he accepted the match. But he turned around and said, "We'll do this next week." Okay with that. Then we had the hold on. No, not important. We got a little backstage, a little conversation with the Demand and Jericho for a 6-man tag team match. Jericho says some stuff. I kind of ignored it and moved on. We had Lio Rush and Brody King. Good match. Lio Rush is kind of funny.
Yeah. It's weird.
After Brody King gets a W, but after the match, King said that he's coming after Darby and the title. Good luck. Coop calls out FTR at Double or Nothing in a New York street fight. If FTR wins, Coop and Cage will retire as tag team champions. Retire as a tag team, period. They just won't be a tag team anymore. That's okay. Wait till we get to Collision. Mina Shirakawa against Shibaya. whatever. Harakura Shibaya gets the W. This is one that threw me off. We had Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis. Mark Davis wins.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not rephrase it. This wasn't a W. Davis hits him with a power driver on the apron. The ref was like, "No, Will, you done." Davis then tries to hit him with another power drive in the middle of the ring, but the Death Riders came out and gave him that stare down.
Yes.
Then the Death Riders just took Will Ospreay out of the ring. Like, the doctor said he wasn't good. And y'all don't hold C-spine and nothing. Y'all just carry him out the ring.
Doesn't matter.
Don't know what's going on.
Doesn't matter.
We had the return of Samoa Joe going against Cody. Chun?
Sure.
Did how you pronounce it? Close enough? Close enough. Samoa Joe gets a W.
Yeah.
Side note, it looks like Jericho has teamed up with the Hurt Syndicate as his tag team partners against the Demand. It's just business.
Just business.
AEW World Championship match. Darby Allin against Tommaso Ciampa. Darby keeps his belt. There's a little respect at the end of the match between Darby and Tommaso Ciampa. And then King comes out, tells Darby, we got to get this thing going on next week. Darby's like, cool, let's do it. That's going to be fun to watch. Moving on to Collision. FTR starts the show. They accepted the match with Coop and Christian, but it's going to be a New York Street Fight I Quit match. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I hope Coop doesn't break another femur. His old ass. AEW World Trios Championship match. The Conglomeration versus the Don Callis family. The Conglomeration wins. We knew that was going to happen.
Yes.
Then this match there was a lot going on in this 10-man tag team match. The Dogs, the Young Bucks, the Rascals, the Death Riders.
Everybody
was just in the ring. I guess everybody needed to get some time on screen, but the Dogs and the Death Riders beat the Young Bucks and the Rascals. That was a lot watching that. A little backstage. Shibata challenges the Dominion for the women's tag team titles. They accepted it. So it's Statlander and Shibata accepts the challenge against Lexi Nair. I don't remember what I wrote.
Them.
That was just dumb.
It's Collision.
Statlander fought some lady named Becca and won.
It's Collision.
Weird. Roosh. Adam Priest. Cool. Roosh gets a W. Roosh grabs the mic and does his usual stick. He's boring, yo.
Yeah, I want more for Roosh. Roosh my guy. I want more for him.
That joke, it was just like wah. It's so dumb.
I want more for him.
We go backstage with Takeshita putting out a challenge to Okada for the international title at Double or Nothing. Okada accepted. We're gonna get an actual Okada and Takeshita match. Double or Nothing.
As we should. Sign me up.
Yes, sir. Sky Blue and Tekla going against Alex Windsor and Persephone?
Persephone?
That's how you pronounce that? I'll be honest, I ain't never seen that word a day in my life.
Persephone?
I ain't never seen that, but I didn't know that was how that was spelled. Sky Blue and Tekla get the W. AEW National Championship match. Jungle Jack Perry against El Clone.
The Clone.
Is that how it's El Clone?
The Clone.
Jack Perry wins. I didn't care about that at all.
Yeah. You know me and Jack Perry.
Anthony Bowens is part of the ops now.
Yeah,
good for him.
Get that.
Good for him.
Get that.
We go into the main event, trios match, Chris Jericho and Hurt Syndicate against the Demand. I don't know what was going on in this match. I don't think the Hurt Syndicate showed up to do anything. Like you said, it's just business, and they was just there collecting the check.
That's it.
Because Jericho was getting dog walked 90% of this match. So we know the Demand wins.
Hey.
It was something to watch. But that's AEW in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was AEW in a nutshell. So that's that was it for that, and that's going to be it for this. I'd like to thank you for joining us on the Bury the Booking podcast. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Next week, programming note: we are currently in the midst of figuring out logistics of getting the next episode to you, as I will be a part of New England Fan Fest the upcoming weekend with our good buddies at Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast. Shout out to those guys. So yeah, we'll undoubtedly have a Bury the Booking podcast for you. So like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.